Welcome to Maker Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Welcome to another session of English class. It's still a continuation of our last topic, types of noun. Today we shall be looking at two types of noun, concrete and abstract noun. In our last class, we learned about proper noun and common noun. Today, we shall be looking at another type of noun, which is concrete and abstract noun. Now, before we look at the definition of concrete and abstract noun, we are usually taught that noun is a name of person, animal, place, or thing. Most nouns are concrete nouns. Everything you see around you that you can touch, you can smell, you can taste, and you can even hear are all concrete nouns. Now, what is concrete noun? Concrete noun are simply those nouns that can be experienced physically. They are concrete. They are material things that can be experienced physically. They have physical appearance. They are things that identify materials. They are nouns that identify material, things that can be touched, that can be experienced by one or more of the five senses. Of course, you know the five senses. They are smell, touch, taste, and your hearing, and even something you can also see. All these are the five senses we have. Now, the things that you can see, you can touch, and you can even taste are examples of what? Concrete nouns. Examples of these can be your table, they can be the mobile phone, head, man, and even car or ball. All these are physical appearance. There are things you can see and you can even touch them. Now let us look at sentence example of concrete noun. 1. Would someone please answer the phone? Phone there is underlined. It is a noun. Therefore, it is what? A concrete noun. It is something you can see and also you can touch it. You can even smell a phone or you can have a taste of it. The second example is this. What is that noise? Noise is also highlighted in that example. Even though we cannot see noise, even though we cannot touch noise, but we can experience noise through one of the five senses. That is what? Hear. We can hear noise. Therefore, noise is an example of concrete noun. The third example is, after his retirement, Mr. Bond pursued his dream of photographing rainbows. Rainbow there is also highlighted. It is a noun and what? An example of a concrete noun, because rainbow can be seen. Now, I just want to remind us that if you can know things that are concrete nouns, because you can experience them through the five senses we have. So anything you can experience through the five senses, that you can see, you can smell, you can touch, you can taste. All these are concrete nouns. But if you cannot experience them through the five senses, then they are not concrete noun, but what? Abstract noun. This will lead us to the second type, which is abstract noun. What is abstract noun? They are the opposite of concrete nouns. Abstract nouns are the opposite of concrete nouns. These are nouns that name things that you cannot see, you cannot smell, you can taste, you can touch or hear. They refer to immaterial things. They refer to immaterial things. They can be called immaterial things because they do not have physical appearance. They cannot be observable except you feel them. Now, what are these abstract nouns? They refer to emotions, ideas, beliefs, and even what? Concepts. Example of all these can be what? Love, progress, lies, friendship, loyalty, dream, honesty, and even what? Justice. All these things cannot be seen. We cannot touch them. We can't smell them. We can't even hear them. But the only thing we can do is to what? Have a feeling of them. Therefore, they are all abstract nouns. And let's take a close look at the sentence example. 1. We can't imagine the courage it took to do that. Now, courage is beyond the 5 senses I mentioned earlier. It is something you just have a feeling of, what you can see, you can touch them. So, courage is what? An abstract noun. The second example is this. Higher education is strongly recommended. Education there is highlighted. It is a noun. That's what? An abstract noun. The third example is this. I want to see justice said. I want to see what? Justice said. Justice is not a material thing. It is what? Immaterial. Therefore, it is what? An abstract noun. My dear student, I don't want you to be confused when it comes to what? Concrete and abstract noun. You can tell when something is a concrete noun, when you can experience them through the 5 senses, which are what? The taste, touch, you smell, and others. But if you can't, then it becomes what? An abstract noun. Things that we cannot touch, that we can't see, but we can only what? Feel that they are there, but we can't see them. Now, for you to decide whether it is a concrete or an abstract noun, ask yourself these questions. Are they the things that I can physically touch? Are they things that I can taste? But if all these are no, then know that all those things are what? Abstract noun. Let us look at more examples on this, on how to use concrete noun and abstract nouns together. Both are real. These 2 nouns are real, but the only difference is that one has a physical appearance, physical existence, while the other does not have. Now, how do we use concrete and abstract noun? The first example is this. We will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like mighty what? Stream. In that sentence, we have 2 nouns highlighted. We have waters and we have what? Stream. These 2 are things that we can see and we can even what? Touch them. Therefore, they are concrete. Now, let us consider the second example. It's still the same example, just that we have different things highlighted. We will not be just satisfied until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty what? Stream. Now, in that example, justice and righteousness are highlighted. They are things that we cannot see. We can't experience them through the 5 senses. Therefore, they are what? Immaterial things. They are abstract nouns. So, having known that concrete nouns are things that have physical appearance, things that can exist through one or more of the 5 senses, then abstract nouns are things that are not concrete. They are what? Immaterial. Now, we will now know that everything we see around us, we can easily know that, okay, this one is an abstract noun, while this is what? A concrete noun. Now, in summary, concrete nouns identify something material and non-what? Abstract. When I say non-abstract, it simply means those things that are not visible, but they are there. That can be experienced by one or more of what? Of the 5 senses. Abstract nouns identify something immaterial, things that you cannot see physically, though they are what? They are there and cannot be experienced by any of the five senses. Don't forget the five senses, things that you can smell, that you can touch, you can hear, you can have a taste of, and things that you can what? Also see. So if you know you cannot see all this, then they become what? Abstract. So therefore, my dear students, these are the two types of noun we've looked at today, and I don't want any of you to get confused when it comes to the differences between abstract and concrete noun. In our next lesson, we shall be looking at the other part of noun, which is what? Functions of noun. How does noun function in a sentence? So that we'll be mindful of our speech, how to use noun correctly in a sentence. Thank you. God bless you. Stay safe.
Thank you for taking your time to watch this presentation. We hope you have made some new discoveries. Please, take time to watch other related videos from Maker Model College on this platform. You can also study the transcript of this very lecture by clicking the link below. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please go ahead and do so. Feel free to share our videos to your friends and ask them to subscribe to our channel. Wishing you success in your career. Bye for now.